Hey, what's going on, guys? It's so nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Nice to meet you.
So I'm a big fan of Willow. I've grown up on it, and I'm curious, approximately how many times have you watched Willow since you signed on for this?
Oh, since we signed on, probably once.
That's it?
Yeah, once. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's way less than I would have expected.
I know. I watched it when I auditioned, so before I kind of did everything, and then we all watched it together when we kind of got to Wales before we started shooting. And then since then, I haven't seen it again, which I probably will before the series comes out.
Yeah, just have a whole, just binge the whole thing, just all together.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how I did it. And I didn't even need to, because my mom has watched it so many times. I mean, like Val Kilmer, she was obsessed with him growing up. So I was made to watch Willow over and over. I was like, Mom, why are you so, it's ridiculous. Now, I do need to know, I don't know if either of you can help me with this, but I would love to know, what does black root taste like? And does it put hair on your chest?
Oh my god, that's so good.
I can't remember what they actually used, but I think it was like a eucalyptus branch.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Yeah.
And yeah, it does put hair on your chest because you kind of oh, can I get some water, please? You know, it definitely. Did you ever try the black root?
I didn't try it. No.
Oh, I tried the.
I tried the possum stew though.
You did. You did.
I make in the show, which Dove makes in the show, and that was bloody delicious.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Was it real possum?
No.
That's too bad.
It was actually totally veggie, and I think they were really they kind of got a bit upset with me because I kept eating it all, and because I loved it so much.
Now, what is your favorite all-time fantasy film or series besides Willow?
Oh, besides Willow, fantasy.
Labyrinth.
Ooh,
that's a good answer.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Maybe a little cliche, but I guess Harry Potter.
That's not cliche. That's great. That's a good answer. Yeah. I like that. Now, Tony, I got to ask you real quick. I'm with ComicBook.com, so I'll legit get fired if I don't ask you, and I apologize in advance. How likely would you say it might be for us to see Flash Thompson pop up in one of the upcoming Spider-Man spinoff films like Kraven or Madam Web?
Not entirely sure. You know, that's a question for the powers that be. I hope to be a part of it. I would love to reprise the role in whatever way. So I'll put that out there to them that I would be willing, and I'm down to keep going.
Well, Tony wants to do it. We all want to see it. So yeah, why not?
Exactly. Come on.
Exactly. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. I'm a big fan of the series so far, and I can't wait to watch the rest of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Bye, guys. What's going on, guys? Hi. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
To meet you too.
I like your wall.
Oh, thanks. I feel like it's so distracting. I'm going to have to start taking it down because everybody moves the wall every time I pop up on screen.
And your shirt.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, this is it's my biceps. Don't lie. It's no, I'm just kidding. That's why it's way too tight for me. No,
no, it looks great.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, I was curious. You know, when you signed on for this, approximately how many times did you watch the original Willow to get ready?
Oh my god! What was the number?
Like on so together we'll say it at the same exact time. 3, 2, 1, 237. Oh, 200 billion. It was a lot, but it was also like not just watching the whole thing. You'd watch the entire thing in its entirety, and you'd watch it with the cast as well. But you'd also find little sections where it's like, oh, I had a memory of that, and I'm pulling something from that. So you'd go in. It'd be hard to give a number, an exact number, but I think 2 billion was probably in the range.
200 billion.
200 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like that. That's probably about how many times I've watched it since my childhood as well. So I totally understand. Oh, I love Willow. My mom is Val Kilmer. Oh my God. I've seen my mom just get weak in the knees just looking at Val Kilmer.
That's so, who hasn't though?
That's awesome.
Right. Exactly. Speaking of, was there anything from Val Kilmer's performance in the original movie that you specifically tried to latch onto for your characters to make it feel more believable that you guys might be the children of Mad Mardigan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think having access to that character was so helpful because we could sort of envision or imagine. We didn't have to imagine who he was, but then we could imagine how he was as a parent, which was really fun. Of like what we would admire, what we would reject, and I think. I mean, I don't know how much I can spoil the fact that he's.
Yeah, I think that's probably fine.
Yeah, and sort of the absence of him was really interesting, and like, sort of allowing our characters to. I actually don't want to spoil.
It's just like it's also like you see their energy, right? And that's your parents. So you kind of subconsciously let it filter in. I think the most conscious way is that it was, that we would mirror. I remember. I know for me personally, there were certain action moves or sword moves that was almost exact parallels, little Easter eggs that I'm curious to see if people will pick up on.
Yeah, I'm excited to check the rest of it out. Now, what is your favorite all-time fantasy movie or series besides Willow?
I mean, Harry Potter for me outside of Willow is, I grew up on Harry Potter. That was like our family tradition. We would just lock ourselves. My mom would read every book to us. It was like the most beautiful thing. And that's what fantasy is so beautiful for, is because it becomes this part of you. Like magic in a very real way exists inside of you if you've like given yourself to it. And that's why it's really special to be on a project like Willow.
That was a beautiful
awesome.
answer. That was
That really
stunning
was.
answer. I'm just gonna say, yeah, Harry Potter. I really liked Harry Potter.
Ditto.
Me too.
Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with me. I thought you guys have done an awesome job on the show so far, so I'm excited to check the rest out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.
I love the series that I've seen so far. I'm very excited to finish it. I've been watching Willow with my mom since I was a kid. Approximately how many times have you guys watched Willow to prep for this?
Actually, I think probably too many. It's getting a bit weird now. I watched it when I first started auditioning, and then we watched it together as a cast. And I don't know why. I think maybe then I watched it with my family and then some friends, just to be like, "This is what I'm doing." So yeah, just a lot of times.
I saw it as a kid, so it was definitely part of my upbringing. That sort of fantasy escapism world, which I love. So I knew that essence had percolated through my being as a child. And I watched it again to refresh myself. But I because I was kind of inhabiting an archetype that's in the original film, I didn't want to step on that too much. I didn't watch it too many times.
Umar, I do need to know this. What exactly does Blackroot taste like, and does it put hair on your chest?
God, yes. Have you seen my chest? You see my chest in the show. We had to take some of that off.
I didn't know it was from the Blackroot, though.
Blackroot, I mean, it's in the name. It tastes like licorice.
Okay, that's good. Now, well, this is a fun thing to ask. Besides Willow, what's your favorite all-time fantasy movie or series?
Ooh. I mean, okay, from the golden era, Princess Bride for me is just incredible.
Yeah, that was on the list. John gave us like a list of movies and TV shows to watch.
Extensive.
I don't think any of us actually got through the whole. Tony might have, but Princess Bride was on there, and I feel like that was one of my faves.
But in later days, I also have a deep love for Stardust. That film is incredible.
Oh yeah. I like Stardust. That's a good answer. I like that. I mean, Princess Bride's a classic. You can't go wrong with Princess Bride. Aaron,
that was also our code names on set, right? Our code names on set were Princess Bride characters.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I was Roberts. You were Rugen.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Who got the Man in Black? Who got that?
Well, that's kind of me, isn't it? Roberts.
Oh yeah, Dread Pirate Roberts. Okay, yeah. That'd be you.
Roberts,
You're right. Now, Aaron, now that you're living everyone's fantasy and you've starred in Star Wars and the MCU and now in Willow, I was just curious, which of the Disney franchises had been the most fun for you to appear in?
Ooh. It's tricky because I feel like each one has very different like aspects that are very fun about it. I think Jade has been maybe the most fun I've had, like picking apart a character and really trying to understand her. But yeah, as far as like trying to pick a favorite most fun project, I can't do that.
Mine's obviously Aladdin.
Well, seeing as you both spent so much time with Warwick Davis, Were there any fun stories that he told you on set from his time filming the original Willow?
Yeah.
Yeah. Period.
Apparently, the Nelwyn village was a real party town.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yeah.
Well, guys, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me, and I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to checking out the rest of the series. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Take care.
Have a good
Thanks.
day.
First off, I need somebody to tell me what blackroot tastes like, and does it put hair on your chest?
Okay, so my understanding, and I can only go on my own authority, is that it tastes like the best, spiciest licorice in the world, and that it
tastes awful.
opens your sinuses and puts some hair on your chest. That was always my imagination about it, and we wanted a blackroot moment. I now want to go further into blackroot. I feel like Elora could potentially have a blackroot cookbook where she just makes. The funny thing is that Ellie, the irony of all of this, and I don't know if you've gotten to talk to Ellie yet, but she's like a love spicy food. Like, not just that's an understatement. She's someone who can eat things that the rest of us would like have to go to the hospital, and she can eat it without blinking an eye. So it's interesting that she's playing the baby who was fed blackroot in the movie. She was sort of born to it. That's why we cast her.
That's why. That's amazing. Now, I wanted to know, what were some of the other fantasy films that inspired you besides Willow for this? Because I felt like I was picking up nods from other things in there.
Well, one thing that when you ask that question, the first thing that pops into my head is The Neverending Story, because visually it was so inspiring. And it's funny, I was revisiting it not long ago, and I still am sort of baffled by how it was even achieved. The environments always feel totally real. The spaces are huge and just expansive in a way that, like Willow a little bit, it had a slightly scary quality because the world of it was so big. You kind of didn't understand, like, well, how is this even? Did they go film on location in another universe or fantasy place? Particularly those aerial shots of Atreyu sort of racing across these plains. I was always a little freaked out by that. But the other thing that we talked about a ton while making the show was the nothing, and the sort of cloud tank technology that was used to create this sort of amorphous, monstrous eating entity that was coming to destroy the world, So that was very central to what we did. And at the end of the first episode, when Warwick sort of says, you're the only thing in the world that can stop this force that's coming to destroy us all, I always think of the nothing,
Yeah.
And that's really at the core of it. But all those movies that really used a certain amount of reality and grit. Lady Hawk comes to mind very early in my mind. Legend comes to mind because of how scary Tim Curry was and how sexy Mia Sara was. There was just elements of all those movies that really spoke to me. The James Earl Jones performance in Conan the Barbarian is terrifying. Oh, yeah. And this imagery of snakes and a cult of sort of believers was always right at the core of what we're doing. So I guess the best answer to your question is we stole from everything as freely as possible.
Amazing. John, I love that. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me.
It's
I really
great talking to you. We'll do more. We have
to. This just flew by.
Talk about that when somebody's going to make a Flash Gordon movie and how it's going to happen.
I have a great Flash Gordon story for you next time I talk to you.
Okay, we'll do it. Tell me.
All right. Thanks, John.